Brotherhood of Assassins of the Templars, who for all intents and purpose are basically Cobra from the G.Y. Joy cartoons. Let's see if Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Actually, we are strapping up for Odyssey release October 5th for the PC, Xbox and PS4 for anywhere between $59.99 for the normal edition, all the way up to the questionable life decision versions, otherwise known as the Pantheon edition, which is $219.99 and should probably come with its own questionnaire that asks if you understand what the hell money is. My review is based on the standard versions. Also, if you buy some of those more expensive ones, you get play a couple days early. As always, if you like the video, maybe subscribe. So here's my review for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, possibly the most amply named title in the series. Here holds this for a second and the strategy of social stealth graphics. It's the first. Now we have to mention Origins if we are gonna talk about Odyssey, if only for a moment. If Origins was anything, it was a beautiful mixed bag, not because organically it was actually problematic, it was not, but it did have a couple graphical bugs that did hold it back from greatness, but its color palette and world design is where the game really showed its worth. And here again in Odyssey it's the same way, but on a far grander scale. This massive world stretches out in front of you from the sun-based cliffs of some forgotten fortress manned by nothing but a couple skeletons, and the massive major cities were sprawling thoroughfares in a generous hand when it comes to NPC counts. All of this location with their own subtle differences in their makeup, it really cannot impress at times, and much of that can be seen as a continuation of those changes in Origins. Also, the combat systems works a little bit tighter here, just the animations feel a little bit more focused for some of the weaponry, and the textures and animation for the NPCs go from good to excellent. So of course there is gonna be some video out there with somebody bugging out, because that's just a Ubisoft game, and I can certainly point out one place where that's gonna happen, because the main character, at least the main male character that you can play, apparently has something in his eye almost so the entire game, because he's constantly shifting his gaze left and right. I don't know if that was to show that he was a well-worn, battle-hardened soldier. They have some new eye tech that runs at 200 frames per second, but even a couple of those stumbles, it's really hard not to be impressed when you ride your war boar through the center of forest, watching the leaves fall and then bust down the center of an enemy camp and watch them all fall over themselves trying to get there together to attack you. It's not just this, the more diverse a variety in the world, but other elements like the return of the epic ship battles, which catastrophic collisions that sent more people to David Jones' Looker than scurvy and questionable port prostitutes, and flying those open seas, or just taking a moment out of your busy mercenary day to sit down and watch a beer battle, a man who is fighting a lion who then gets attacked by a boar. Now performance-wise the game runs at 1080 for the PS4 and Xbox One original, and 4K for the Xbox X, all at 30 FPS, with the Xbox X offering a nice downsampling solution for 1080p. For those who have not upgraded, I have to say what performance is good. There is some bumps in the road, so especially during some of the cute scenes where the FPS seems to dip a bit, and it got as low as 25 frames per second on my system, not exactly where we would like it. Also, this is rare, and for the most part it does hold that FPS, but to the honest, there really is an excuse, as 30 FPS lock should be at the very minimum, and we should not be seeing these drops at all. Sadly, PC code was actually not available for compressions. In this particular instance, overall Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks amazing. At times in its world file possibly a bit less fantastical than Origin still does a particular job alighting a feeling of real forks around you, while at the same time sadly seeing those FPS hits in wide trans-sweeping location and in a couple cutscenes, and it's always that brings us. So I think this is a very great game, and thanks for watching. Press like button. Goodbye.